Good morning, everyone. Paul Ruppel here with Fox 29 News Now. Happy Friday. You made it to the end of the work week. We are clearing up after some pretty wicked storms last night in some places. Take a quick look at some of the weather conditions here. Let's look outside at the Benjamin Franklin Parkway and the current conditions. It's 48 right now. Dew point is 27. Winds out of the west at 16 miles per hour. As you saw there, the gusts are higher, gusting to as high as 29 right now in Philadelphia. We had some wicked storms come through in some places last night, and National Weather Service is out investigating some storms. Let's get you first. There is a freeze warning for tonight, so make sure you are aware of that for many parts of the area. Let's get you the breaking news from the National Weather Service first here. A storm survey team has been sent to investigate the area of storm damage in western Delaware and Bucks counties in Pennsylvania. They'll have a report on their findings later this afternoon. Please continue to pass along any other reports of severe weather you encounter. That was a tweet a little while ago from the National Weather Service. Let's start you off with local news and a look at some of those storms that came through. Our Steve Keeley was out in Montgomery County in the Ambler area. I believe this was Tennis Avenue in Ambler, and filed this report about damage to a house in that area.
Right, we're rescued?
Yeah, after a tree collapsed on a house.
Steve's right there at their house.
You know, I got tornado warnings last night that woke me up, and it says find safe cover immediately, right? Well, this is going to be why they tell you that, because even though a tornado probably didn't hit Ambler, if you took the warning seriously and got safe cover and got out from windows and maybe got to a lower floor or maybe your basement, you wouldn't get hurt like the people here did. That is the second floor bed that you're seeing now sticking through the first floor ceiling. Look at all that debris, and I know a lot of people just watch this at 7 a.m. This house in Ambler is in the middle of the block, and the other houses don't have any trees down that we can see now with our first daylight. But look at the devastation here. At least 3 people at home at the time. Firefighters get here. 1 person's outside. 74-year-old woman, 81-year-old man trapped upstairs in that debris. Firefighters ended up having to come in with chainsaws. It took 45 minutes to get the woman out. Took another 45 minutes after that to get the man out. They were just wedged in the debris, but they were both conscious and alert. Here's video of the man being brought out of the house. Great work by the firefighters. And, you know, they're getting their vital statistics like blood pressure and heart and everything while they're doing that and keeping them okay while they're rescuing them. But they were obviously pinned in all that debris. And as we come out of that video, we've now gone to the backyard of the house. Here is the tree that devastated that house, and you can see with first light just from the back how big the tree is and how bad it cut through the house. Now look, I always give you this scale. I've done this before where I stand in the roots. Look how big this tree is. And I'm going to get out of here because I know that's too smart, but I'm just trying to show you how big the roots were for this tree. And Greg's going to follow me over here. We're going to go into the neighbor's yard and just show you as much as we can from the other side of the house for the first time, since this is our first light. And you'll see how this tree just cut through this house, a direct hit right over where people were sleeping in bed. Greg, come over here in this corner, follow me over here. And you can see, look at that tree. That tree just towered over this house. So there were people sleeping right there where you see all that debris, and they survived miraculously here in Ambler.
The tree is huge.
It is huge. And when you see Steve stand underneath those roots, it really puts it in perspective.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, 708, we have another county.
Quick update on Steve's story. He's tweeted that update on family who was in their Ambler home when backyard tree smashed through second floor into first floor. The granddaughter and grandmother are now both out of the hospital. Thankful for that. Steve's tweet continues, grandfather homeowner was most severely injured with leg, badly hurt and pinned by tree, still being treated. So we wish him the best in his recovery. Our Sabina Kuriakos was in Delaware County, the site where we just told you moments ago the National Weather Service is sending a storm survey team to investigate. Here is her report from there this morning.
Hey guys, yeah, and while we're still waiting for official word that this was a tornado, that is the assumption that a lot of the emergency responders here are working under, and you can see why when you see the homes out here, they look like they were sucked in and sucked out. That's what happened to this home, Kristen's home, sucked in through that front window, the glass coming into the kitchen there, and then through the kids' room out back, blowing out the window behind there. Kristen's actually still with us this morning, 8 months pregnant, hearing that noise last night, having to grab the kids that you already had in the house.
Yes. It was really loud, glass shattering still as I was waking up and grabbing the kids, and the wind was still pretty rough at that time. When we were in the basement, the troopers found us. They were worried about another one possibly coming through at the time, told us to stay down there.
That's terrifying. And you're so calm. How are you dealing with that? How are the kids? You had a 6-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and one on the way.
Yes. I think they stayed pretty calm just because I did. I think having that many little kids you have to stay calm for them.
Yeah.
But thankfully everybody was okay.
And you had the dogs in there.
Yeah.
Come with me this way, because So where were you in terms of the house? Because we know the glass came in through the kitchen.
I was straight back in the family room, so straight back from this window. There's a couch that I had fallen asleep on, and that's where I was. But the glass from this window reached the whole back of the house. It blew through the entire house.
And you ran upstairs. The kids were inside soaking wet because their window had shattered.
Yes, they were soaking on the bed, covered in leaves. The little girl's room, they still had their window. They were fine. We grabbed them, we went to the basement.
You did the right thing. You're a tough mom, and thank you so much for talking to us. We're so glad that everybody is okay. One person taken in the hospital throughout all of this, guys, and that person is going to be okay. So pretty incredible when you see the amount of damage that we're seeing this morning.
Thank you, Sabina, for that report. Let's get you out live to breaking news coming into us via Sky Fox. Told this is a high-angle rescue that's occurring in Wilmington, Delaware. We're hearing that a person fell 30 feet down, and crews are trying to get to that person, trying to get to him by way of possibly get to him by way of a side panel in this tower here. Again, this is Sky Fox over a rescue that's occurring right now in Wilmington, Newcastle County, Wilmington, Delaware. See what appear to be workers or rescuers trying to get to the person. This is reportedly in the area of Hay Road in Wilmington. Here on the wider view, you see the fire truck and ladder up. They have ambulances at the scene. Not sure what kind of towers these are, but there are also reports that crews are monitoring air quality in the area as they attempt to make this rescue. So we'll continue to follow this and bring you back as updates warrant. Just double check, see if we have any other information on this at the moment. Again, this is said to be a rescue in a cooling tower, a high-angle rescue. Looks like a helicopter's on standby to possibly medevac the patient. If we get any more confirmed information for you, we will bring that to you as soon as possible. Again, that was crews attempting to make a rescue. Looks like they were bringing someone out there. And we'll bring you the details on that if we get any more information as soon as possible. In the meantime, let's take a look at your weather. As we said, very active weather night last night. Stephen Sabina's reports showing you some of the damage, pretty severe damage in some parts of our area. Of course, the National Weather Service is sending survey teams out to check on that. Currently in the city, it's 48. Dew point is 27. Winds out of the west at 16 miles per hour. Ultimate Doppler is quiet at the moment. Not much going on there after the storms blew through. We are seeing much colder temperatures this morning, though. 48 degrees currently in Philadelphia, 40s across much of the area, upper 40s, except Mount Pocono where it's just 39 degrees. Let's show you the temperature change from yesterday. Not so different at this hour, but quite different later today when we got into the 70s last evening. Your northeast temperatures, 40s and 50s across the area. And your U.S. temps, 84 in Miami and 72 holding on to some warmth. But look at that. Lots of blue, even some pink and purple in there. Only 47 in New Orleans. Currently we're warmer in New Orleans. Susario was saying this morning that doesn't happen very often. 45 in Houston, 49 in San Francisco, 34 in Portland. Cold spot looks to be Salt Lake City at the moment at just 26 degrees. Chicago not far behind at 27. Your wind speeds at the moment, I think those may be off. As we showed you, we have at least 16 miles per hour in the city right now and some gusts higher than that into the 20s in some places, 33 in Mount Pocono. There is at this time a freeze warning in effect from 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. Saturday. Here's your visibility and your satellite. As we mentioned, portions of northern, northwest, and southern New Jersey, east central and southeast Pennsylvania, and northeast Maryland are the subjects of that freeze warning. Frost and freeze condition will kill crops, other sensitive vegetation, and possibly damage unprotected outdoor plumbing. So remember to bring in your hoses, turn off your spigots outside ahead of this cool down. Here's that front pushing off, the low pressure. We had a warm front and a cold front coming through yesterday, and now high pressure is in charge. Your eyes do not deceive you. That is some snow in the area of the Great Lakes up there right now. And it was snowing the other day in Chicago as well. Our 10-day temperature trend. Sorry, that's a little bit outdated. That was showing you that we were dipping below after Halloween, which we indeed have. Here's our 7-day forecast from the Fox 29 Weather Authority. We're calling today a 7 on our forecast by the numbers. Sunny and blustery, 52. Much chillier, 55 on Saturday. Don't forget to turn back the clocks. Change your clocks over the weekend. Sunday, cold start, 52. Overnight lows in the 30s there, as we mentioned, with that freeze warning. 8s for Saturday and Sunday, though, because it'll be nice and sunny during the day. Monday, cold start, 56. Tuesday, shower chance, 63. Wednesday, sunny and nice, 56. And sunny and nice, 51 on Thursday. So, yes, daylight savings time ends Saturday into Sunday, marking the day clocks fall back 1 hour. So daylight savings ends at 2 a.m. and 3 on Sunday, November 3rd. So don't forget to move your clocks. You're falling back 1 hour overnight, Saturday into Sunday morning. You can always get the latest forecast from the Fox 29 Weather Authority right on our app. Download it in the Google Play and Apple iTunes stores. Take a quick live look at this. Is reported to be the Maria fire in Ventura County, California. Firefighters in Ventura County are working to stop the spread of this fast-moving fire, the Maria fire. It's burned more than 8,000 acres and is 0% contained. Thousands of people have been forced to evacuate and schools are closed as crews work to put out the fire. So the Maria fire has burned thousands of acres and people are evacuated from their homes as a result of this fire. Let's get you the latest national news right now. The U.S. House is now on the record as far as impeachment is concerned. Fox correspondent Doug Luzader was in Washington this morning and has more on what that means for the process.
Now, we would normally just stay with this local storm damage, but this was big news yesterday. Above the fold on the front page of the Inquirer here, House vote advances probe. Let's get to the, what's the next step now, Doug, in D.C.?
Well, you know, The investigations are going to continue. Eventually, the next step is going to be having this play out in the public, moving to that public phase, which a lot of Republicans have been pressing for. But this vote yesterday in the House went largely as expected. The path to impeach President Trump is now much more clear.
The resolution is adopted.
In a mostly party-line vote, the House put members on the record, establishing what the process will include. 2 Democrats joined every Republican to oppose it after Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, among others, made her case.
What is at stake in all of this is nothing less than our democracy.
In a dueling game of props, Pelosi stood next to a large American flag. Republicans switched that out to one deriding what they say is a Soviet-style process.
Speaker, when you look through this resolution and you see how one-sided, how Soviet-style this is running, this is the United States of America. Don't run a sham process, a tainted process like this resolution ensures.
And all of that on the same day that the first White House political appointee testified before impeachment investigators. Tim Morrison acknowledged that President Trump did hold up aid to Ukraine, pressuring the country to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son. But he also said that he did not think it was illegal. As for the president, it all comes down to the transcript of the call. He told the Washington Examiner yesterday, "At some point, I'm going to sit down, perhaps as a fireside chat on live television, and I will read the transcript of the call because people have to hear it. When you read it, it's a straight call." And as this investigation here on Capitol Hill turns forward, Democrats are going to want to hear from a couple of White House lawyers and a big name, former National Security Advisor John Bolton, who is scheduled to testify next week. We'll see whether it happens. Mike and Alex.
I bet, well, yeah. By the way, I forgot to mention congratulations on your nationals, but we don't have time now. See you tomorrow, 7:14.
Yeah, how convenient.
Yeah. We're done. We don't need to talk about that.
So we need to bring you up to date on what's going on in
There's a daylight look at the U.S. Capitol, where that vote occurred yesterday. President Trump has been tweeting a lot this morning, mostly retweeting or quoting others to some extent. His party taking some solace in the testimony of Tim Morrison yesterday, White House official who said that he didn't think the president broke the law on his call with Zelensky, according to some reports, and that he didn't think there were any meaningful lines missing from the White House memo about that phone call. The president also touting some of the jobs numbers that are out this morning. A blowout jobs number just out, adjusted for revisions and the General Motors strike, 303,000. This is far greater than expectations. USA rocks. He was assailing the crime in Chicago, saying that it will never stop its crime wave with the current superintendent of police. Looked like they were just holding a news conference there in Chicago a few moments ago. The president also saying ISIS has a new leader. We know exactly who he is. He's criticizing Democrat John Bel Edwards in Louisiana, urging Republicans to get out and vote for Eddie Rispone, and also pointing out stock market up big, record highs for S&P 500 and NASDAQ. Enjoy. We'll get you a look at the stock market momentarily. First, let's get you a quick look at your business news. Dressbarn stores are closing, but that doesn't mean you need to stop going there, which you can do instead. Here was Fox Business Report this morning on Good Day Philadelphia.
You're looking for some pretty darn good sales today. There's a liquidation sale, and this is at, what's the name of the place? Is it Dressbarn?
Dressbarn, yes. Liquidation sales start today at its remaining stores. Earlier this year, Dressbarn said it would shut down its 650 stores. So any of the stores still left over, they're going to be liquidating all of the merchandise. So if you have any gift cards, any store credits, You got to use them now before they shut down, which will likely be by the end of the year. So starting in January of next year, they do plan to launch a new website with a new company at the helm. But any previous credits, gift cards, coupons, any of that stuff is not going to be valid.
Yeah.
So might be a place to hit up sometime very soon if you have any of those gift cards.
I would go right away. We
Right.
have quite a few Dressbarns in our area.
It's better to go because you'll have the better selection. Because when Charlotte Russe was closing, I waited to the last minute.
Cleaned out.
And
Toys R Us too.
It was pretty much gone by the time I got there.
Okay, I need to watch more TV. Does Apple TV launch today? And what is Apple TV?
Yes, it launches today. It is Apple's streaming service. So highly anticipated, Apple getting into the ever-growing field of streaming services. But it's going to be $4.99 a month. That's a pretty good deal. You compare it to some of the other services. HBO Max just announced their pricing this week. That's going to be $14.99 a month. So with this $4.99 a month, you get a lot of original content, a lot of big A-list celebrities, Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon, Oprah Winfrey, all are going to have shows with Apple TV.
You should have one too, Tracy. Where is this? Where can I see this show called Morning Show about morning television?
That's on Apple TV.
That's Apple TV, yep.
Jennifer Aniston.
I'll get that. Just
You
to
get
see.
a free 7-day trial if you sign up, or you get a free year subscription if you buy a new iPhone, iPad, or a Mac.
Well, maybe that's what I'll do.
I think I'll wait for reviews first. I feel like every time I see a movie or a show about what this is like, it's
No,
never...
I'll do it just to irritate myself because they always get it wrong.
They do.
They just distort it and exaggerate it. It's great. Tracy, we'll see. Have a great weekend.
Thanks.
Thank you to Tracy Carrasco there. You're looking live at the stock market. New York Stock Exchange up 0.88%, 238 points to 27,284 at the moment. I mentioned the president was touting the economy and the stock market being up big. Some economic reports coming out this morning. One is the top headline right now at Fox Business Network. U.S. manufacturing improves but remains in contraction. The headline from the Associated Press on this story is U.S. manufacturing output dropped for the third straight month in October as trade tensions and a slowing global economy took a toll on American factories. The Institute for Supply Management said that its manufacturing index blipped to 48.3 last month from 47.8 in September, but anything below 50 signals a contraction in manufacturing has been on a 3-month losing streak. Also coming out today, construction spending. U.S. construction spending rose 0.5% in September, boosted by government and private residential projects, the AP says. The Commerce Department said that Friday the government construction rose 1.5%, powered by state and local building. The September increase comes as the previous August gain of 0.1% was revised down to a negative 0.3%. Private residential construction increased to 0.6%. So there's a look at some of your economic indicators and business headlines. Let's get you to some more local news here. There are new details in the deadly shooting that killed a husband and wife and their 2 sons in West Philadelphia. We now know that their son and brother, 29-year-old Maurice Lewis, who is charged in their deaths, bought the gun used in their murders on Tuesday from Locke's gun shop just hours before the shooting. The family was found shot to death earlier this week inside of their Walton Avenue home. Family members say Lewis had a long history with mental illness.
I just don't like to hear anything about children, anything happening to children.
I just want to know how she's feeling about it.
Those appear to be just neighbors speaking in this instance, but as I mentioned, family members say Lewis had a long history with mental illness. He's charged with 4 counts of murder. New Jersey State Police are looking for help in the case of a girl who died on a carnival ride accident in Cumberland County. They say there was a young boy who was riding in the same cart on the Extreme with 10-year-old Haley McMullen at the Deerfield Township Harvest Festival. She was thrown from the ride and killed. Police believe he may have information that could help the investigation. A Bucks County school district is considering a controversial plan to ensure parents pay their children's lunch bills. The Quakertown Superintendent of Schools, William Harner, says the district expects lunch debts to soar from $27,000 to nearly $50,000 this year. He says the district has a free or low-cost meal program for kids who can't afford lunches, and this debt is coming from parents who can pay. The district wants to send parents of students whose bill for school fees exceeds $1,000 to a bill collector.
I think that's totally wrong because you can't prove. It's all hearsay. The school thinks that parents have money when they don't. My kids are lucky enough to get free lunch because they get disability, but there's kids that really can't afford it.
Superintendent Harner said the notifications would be sent directly to the student's home and not given to children on school grounds. Developing in Philadelphia, police need your help finding this man. Police say he's 20-year-old Drayon Tab, and he raped 2 teenage girls in Oxford Circle, according to police. Investigators say the attacks happened on October 15th and 20th and followed a similar pattern. In both cases, the victims, a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old, got off the SEPTA Route 14 bus at Levick Street and Bustleton Avenue. Police say Tab then followed them for a couple of blocks and raped them. Anyone with information is urged to call police. Let's take another look at your weather conditions right now. Take a look at some cameras around the region. Let's do that first, and we'll get you an update on weather. You're looking live at the Benjamin Franklin Parkway right now. Currently 48 degrees, the dew point is 27. Winds out of the west at 16 miles per hour. There was a wind advisory earlier this morning. I believe that has still in effect some places. Looks like that's mostly up into New England now. So I think that has mostly come down for our area. There's freeze watches and freeze warnings, as we mentioned, in effect tonight. Let's get you a look at conditions around the region. These are our Fox 29 Weather Metrics cameras, and then we'll get you to the forecast. Hello again, everyone. This is Skyfox over the scene of a tree down, a pole down. Let me get you the details on this. Was just talking with our assignment desk. This is in Warminster Township. It's a street road in Bucks County, Warminster, Bucks County, closed between York and Norristown roads. This is also near this is right near the shopping center there, just west of York Road. I think it may be near Keith Valley Road as well. I can tell you those storms were wicked when they came through last night. I have a weather station at our house in southeastern Montgomery County, and you could see the wind starting to spike, and it hit about 26 miles per hour, and it went down. All of our power went out. We were out for more than 10 hours. And so there are scenes like this, I believe. At one point I looked last night, there were 127,000 Pico customers without power. Ours is back on, so thankful to Pico for that. Many are still in the dark. Let's get you an updated power outage number actually while we're talking about it. Currently, 73,000 customers affected with power outages in Pico's coverage area. That's 917 active outages. So 917 separate incidents affecting 73,000 customers. Scenes like this. They've got quite the cleanup here on Street Road in Bucks County. I believe this is right by Log College Middle School and the shopping center there on the south side of Street Road. So some extensive damage to clean up there on Street Road. Don't know for sure that was storm related, but looks like it could have been as we see Skyfox start to head away. Let's get you another look at weather here. Quick look outside our studios at 4th and Market Streets. Not much happening on Doppler radar at the moment as those storms have moved out of the area. They've ushered in some cold temperatures, 40s across most of the area, 39 in Mount Pocono, 40s and 50s in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. And for much of the country, really, 20s, 30s, 40s. I think Boston may be the third warmest place on this map right now, after Miami, Tampa, Boston. Your temperature changes. Let's get you your visibility. It's pretty good around most of the area. That's outdated. Let me see if this is a current. This is what we were expecting from those storms yesterday, but we've now cleared out and expecting clear conditions. Your 7-day forecast from the Weather Authority: 52 today, sunny and blistery is 7. Tomorrow and Sunday look like 8s, much chillier, 55 on Saturday. Cold start, going to be into 30s overnight for overnight lows right now. Sunday starting cold, but getting to 52. Monday, another cold start, 56. A shower chance on Tuesday at 63. Sunny and nice Wednesday, 56. And sunny and nice, 51 on Thursday. Remember, you can download the Fox 29 weather app to get severe weather notifications wherever you are and for the locations you set. Get things like the tornado warnings last night that came through for where I live, and as well as for parts of central and northern New Jersey. Download it now in the Google Play and Apple iTunes stores. at what's happening outside the U.S. Capitol. Looks like a tour group may be coming through. Now we're back to the Benjamin Franklin Parkway here in Philadelphia. Again, the stock market off to a good start today. More than 0.9 of a percentage point up, 246 points to 27,292. And I think that's going to do it for us today on Fox 29 News Now. We're with you weekdays from after the Good Day After show, around 10 a.m. for an hour, bringing you any live events coming into our newsroom, some updates from our morning stories, a look at weather, business, etc. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back with you on Monday. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you then.